I'm on the hunt for a mysterious freshwater giant that has become known as the monster of Lake Garda. I believe that a huge Wels catfish could be behind the monster myth. But to prove it, I need to catch a big one, something at least 7 feet long.
Yeah, very nice. Be careful. Yeah. Felt like a break, but actually that the hook's out. I have made contact with something in the Po. I guess that's the main thing, and I have more time.
Wels are wily fish. They rarely fall for the same trick twice. So I switch up my technique and my bait. My guide, Yuri, suggests I put live night crawlers on my hook.
The idea is you lower it down just off the bottom. Imagine my knee is the bottom, and then it's up in the water and then down, up and down. But what you're hoping is that this is going to get in the face of a catfish. And if I was a catfish, that is going to be quite appetizing, particularly if it's hanging in front of me and then suddenly it moves. That reflex takes. I'm watching the screen. I'm trying to see what depth we are. I can also see the bait, and I'm moving the bait up and down, and I'm adjusting as the depth changes. And what I'm also doing is using this clonk to make a sound which is known to make catfish active.
It's thought this mimics the sound of other catfish feeding, triggering anything that's down there to start moving and investigate.
I'm using my hand so I can feel when there's a take, and if a take happens, I've got to be very quick. I've got to grab the line, I've got to set the hook. If I get it wrong with a big fish, either I'd lose my fingers or I'd be over the side. It's as serious as that.
But whatever may be lurking in this river is not falling for my trickery.
Caught. Yeah, I felt something. There we go. Something actually took the worms, but it didn't inhale the whole thing. So I came close. Not close enough. That was a near miss.
As daylight fades, we set up for our all-night vigil on the island below the dam.
Excellent, very good. We're going to be fishing at very long distance, beyond what is possible to cast. So we're going to position the baits very precisely using the boat. We are going to attach the tackle to the rock with a thin piece of line. And the idea is when a catfish takes the bait, the force of that will break that weak line. Bait is going to be rainbow trout. Yeah, it's just basically now driving out and positioning. Right.
Okay.
Yeah, what I'm doing now, I'm making sure the line is absolutely tight. Yeah, I think that could be good. So, switch that on. And if anything knocks the line at all during the night, that's going to sound. I'm going to be out. All set. It's now just a waiting game. The worst case scenario is I am here for the next 10 or 12 hours and nothing happens. On the other hand, something could happen at any moment. Yeah, we have one. Right. That's a kick. Yep.
Yes.
This is a good fish, good fish. That felt like a tail whacking the line. Yeah, it pulled the other way. Yeah, this is a heavy fish. Heavy fish. It's gone the other way.
I need to keep the line clear of snags. If the fish wraps it around a rock, it will all be over.
There it is,
Yeah.
on the surface.
Yes.
Belly is hitting the shallow water now. I'm gonna try and bring it in the middle here. It's coming in. Yeah.
Wow. Yes. Yeah.
Look at this. There we go.
Wow.
That's a good size.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Whew. Start that in, maybe. 7 feet 2 inches.
It's clear that Wels catfish are growing large enough here to account for the recent lake monster sightings.
If this isn't a monster of the deep, I don't know what is. This is just skin covered in slime. Then you've got these tentacles. This is a fish that navigates and hunts by feel and reading the vibrations in the water. It's one reason why catfish do so well in muddy rivers like this with low visibility. But the big thing that you just can't help but notice is this enormous mouth. This isn't a fish that takes dainty bites. This is a predator that swallows big prey whole. Just a massive fish, massive. So, the big question, is the Lake Garda monster one of these? Well, if you're talking about a report in the 16th century, or in fact anything up to the mid-1900s, then absolutely not. That quite possibly would have been a sturgeon. But what about now? This water behind me connects with Lake Garda, and if a fish like this can be here, then there's every reason to suppose that there might be something like this hiding somewhere there.
And if you glimpsed this creature breaking the surface of Lake Garda, you'd be left in little doubt that you'd seen a monster. And who knows, maybe one has even taken up residence in the cave beneath the island, like the beast reported in the 16th century. But from everything I've now seen, I think the Lake Garda monster could well be a double act, with early stories inspired by a sturgeon and some of the more recent sightings by a giant Wels catfish.
I came to Italy to look for a real flesh and blood creature that might explain the legend of the Lake Garda monster. I never imagined I might find two.